Younger Canadians are saying goodbye to crowded and overpriced urban hubs of Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, seeking refuge in more affordable cities. But where exactly are they flocking to, and why is this happening? In this video, let's explore why Canadians are moving, where they're going, why millennials are particularly impacted, and the effects on the big cities they're joining. Half of residents in Canada's largest urban centers are considering to move to more affordable real estate markets. And if you're thinking about moving to, let me know in the comments down below. Although people have always migrated between provinces, this trend has been accelerating in the past years. Let's rewind a bit to see how trends have changed. The proportion of Canadians living in the 3 CMAs, which are Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, has grown from 28.9% of the population in 1981 to 35.5% by 2021. Reflecting the fast-growing industries such as finance, technology, and communications in these major urban cities, the allure of big city living, and burgeoning demand for unparalleled opportunities within the bustling urban landscape. And then the pandemic happened. In the second year of the pandemic, trends reversed. The widespread adoption of remote work during the pandemic, allowing people to work from anywhere, made it easier for Canadians to take advantage of lower home prices in neighboring cities and provinces. Interprovincial migration accelerated in 2021 after the first year of the pandemic and exploded in the second quarter of 2022. Ontario, for example, has seen a steady increase in net interprovincial migration since 2021, reaching over 40,000 people between July 2022 and June 2023. If we disregard people moving into these provinces and just look at the people leaving their province between 2020 and 2023, we have almost 300,000 people leaving Ontario between 2020 and 2023, 150,000 people leaving British Columbia, and 91,000 people leaving Quebec. These visuals illustrate even better how Canadians have spread out in a search for a better life. And now, in 2024, this trend continues. In a study published by Royal LePage, 54% of respondents in the Greater Montreal area, 51% in the Greater Toronto area, and 45% in Greater Vancouver would consider relocating to one of the most affordable cities. Now, we all know that exorbitant living costs are the driving force behind this will to migration, and millennials face a unique challenge compared to boomers. Certainly, many boomers are hit just as hard or even more by the cost of living crisis. But if we look at them as a cohort, many boomers who worked in the 80s and 90s have made their home purchases at a time when the average home only required 3 times a median income and have probably paid off their mortgages by now. Now, in 2024 and beyond, many have already accumulated retirement savings, and their kids have grown up no longer financially dependent on them. Some boomers are also choosing to downsize and move to quieter areas, but they are less likely to move than millennials, as they have established ties to jobs, culture, and community that keeps them in place. Something that we can dive deeper into another time. For millennials, on the other hand, things look a bit different. At ages 28 to 43, they grapple with settling down, starting families, and buying homes, all while saving for retirement. Yet, their earnings aren't at their peak, exacerbating the struggle. The median income of American workers is highest between the age of 45 and 54, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's similar for Canadians. Many young people have given up on buying a home amidst the structural economic issues that have only gotten worse. Sky-high inflation, a housing crisis requiring 7 times the median salary for a home, stagnant wages, and media-driven consumerism draining wallets of young people who are living on social media 2 to 3 hours each day. As a result of this, millennials, and it goes without saying Gen Z's financial outlook, looks grim. Financial assets of single individuals under 35 is just $18,800. For the age group between 35 to 44, just $36,200. Try buying a house with that in Toronto. For first-time homebuyers dreaming of home ownership, moving to more affordable areas is oftentimes the only viable option. Now, no matter where you want to buy a house, or even if you don't want to buy a house but just want to start saving so that one day you can become financially free, it's extremely important to start investing. If you don't have your money in a fast-growing investment, you'll likely never retire. And investing doesn't have to be complicated, especially with investment apps like Wealthsimple. And there are many great investment apps out there, but the reason that I continue to use Wealthsimple after more than 3 years is because it's just so simple to use, especially for beginners, and also because the fee structure is very transparent. There are no monthly fees and there's no commission for buying ETFs and stocks. And just in case you want to try out Wealthsimple, you can use my referral link in the descriptions down below. And once your account is funded, both you and I will each get $25 as a bonus. So low financial assets, low savings, coupled with unaffordability is driving millennials and older Gen Zs out of the big three. And it's easy to see how tempting it is to just move to a neighboring city where a home costs less, like Hamilton, Kitchener, and Guelph. Remote work is making things a lot easier, although we need to mention that this perk has been retracted by many employers. And compared to boomers at least, millennials are much more open to start a new adventure in the hopes of having a better life. Now, where would these 50% Canadians move to? Some millennials are looking beyond Canada's borders to destinations like Portugal that are attractive for their lower cost of living and welcoming immigration policies. But let's face it, not everyone is willing to make such a move and leave their family and friends behind. So more Canadians are looking to migrate to another city either within their province or move to a new province altogether. And the preference looks slightly different depending on the city of origin, but there's a clear winner. Among respondents in the Great Montreal area, 54% say they would be considering purchasing a home in a more affordable city. Their top choice is Quebec City with 29%, followed by Sherbrooke, let me know how this is pronounced, 15%, and Trois-Rivières with 12%. In general, they are much more likely to choose a city within their province, most likely because of the language. The top choice among the Greater Toronto respondents is Edmonton with 19%, followed by Thunder Bay 15% and St. John's with 14%. In Greater Vancouver, 45% of respondents say they would consider purchasing a home in a more affordable city. The top choice among Greater Vancouver respondents is Edmonton with 19%, followed by St. John's 13% and Thunder Bay 9%. This makes Edmonton the clear winner, at least in terms of popularity. And the wish to move to a more affordable city is understandable. Lower property prices, lower mortgage payments, more home for your buck, and in general, lower cost of living. Also, moving away from the hustle and bustle of big cities can lead to a slower pace of life and less stress. A smaller community can also contribute to a higher sense of connectedness and less feelings of isolation, something that many of us want. And with all of that, millennials would have more money to save for the future and retirement instead of just surviving. But of course, this dream of interprovincial migration doesn't come without challenges. Adjusting to new surroundings and a new lifestyle can be difficult. But more importantly, finding suitable employment can be super tough, especially if the job market in the new location is not as robust as in larger cities. And if everyone's moving to the one same city or a few cities in droves, it's only natural that both local and international migrants will put a strain on the city's capacity. For example, Calgary, which has become a very popular destination in recent years, experienced a surge in new residents, which led to housing and rent prices soaring, making it unrecognizable to Calgarians. And certainly, an influx of migrants to a city with a previous small population can present an opportunity for development and economic growth. But only as far as cities are prepared to handle the influx of new settlers and the pressures that come with it. Infrastructure like roads, public services, healthcare, hospitals, schools, and housing supply all need to scale up to meet the growing demand. Now, if you're a millennial, a Gen Z in the workforce, or a younger boomer, should you move? While the reasons of battling the high cost of living are valid, the best decision will look different depending on your particular circumstances and opportunities. Moving is a costly project that can set you back thousands of dollars. Believe me, I've been through it several times. Here are some things to consider if moving out to a more affordable city is the right choice for you. Number 1. Employment opportunities. Research the job market in the new area thoroughly and see what you specifically could get paid for your skills. Number 2. Cost of living. Compare the cost of housing, groceries, transportation, and other expenses for your particular lifestyle. Number 3. Quality of life. Consider the compatibility of the new lifestyle and community in your target city. Number 4. Personal goals. Think about your long-term goals and how that would align with moving to that particular city. Number 5. Support network. Consider how important being close to family and friends is to you, how being away from them would impact your life, and especially your personality. Is making new friends something that's very important to you? And are you one to quickly integrate into a new society? Whether you stay in the big city or move to a smaller one, there are always big steps, but especially small tweaks that you can make to improve your quality of life. And if you want to know how you can start building wealth in Canada, then watch this video next. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.